Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and let's talk about Chief Keef, Chicago rapper Chief Keef, figurehead in the drill scene over there when that was super hot a little while ago, and now he has taken to social media to essentially claim that he created mumble rap. Down here on Twitter in a recent tweet, just dropped on April 17th. Do you guys love me for creating mumble? Which I don't know if there's a greater admission of creating mumble rap than to just simply shorten it as mumble and also capitalize it in a single tweet. But yeah, I guess there's been a lot of debate over whether or not this is the case. And I don't know. I think Chief Keef, I mean, people kind of portray him as like not really knowing what he's doing, not really having a clue, but I feel like he's kind of on the money here. He's like well aware of the sound he has, the influence it's had, and who exactly it's influenced. It seems like since the earlier portion of this decade, we've just been kind of living through these waves of rappers who come along and all of a sudden they sort of appear on the scene and they cause or create a stir because through the simplicity and the bluntness of what they're doing, it's almost like they kind of lower the standards for what people assume should be coming out of hip-hop music. Oh, this artist isn't as lyrical as all the artists in the past. Oh, this artist's flows are super straightforward and not that flashy. Or this artist dressed ridiculously. Or this artist, you can't even understand what the fuck they're saying. And at one point, that was Lil B. At another point, that was Waka Flocka. At another point, that was Chief Keef. At yet another point, getting more kind of contemporary here, it's Lil Yachty. Now it's Lil Pump. And it seems like, again, every year, every few years or so, another rapper kind of pops onto the scene who kind of like finds a way to make things more simple and more straightforward and more just like reductive in a way. And while Chief Keef is certainly not the first rapper to do that, the first popular rapper to do that, because certainly there are artists who, some of which I just mentioned earlier, like Waka Flocka, who were a huge influence on what Keef did. Certainly while he's not the first artist to kind of break things down and reduce things in a minimalist or almost kind of like a punkish type way. Artistically, I'm speaking of. I think you can probably make a clearer connection between Keef and mumble rap more than you could probably, that of Waka Flocka Flame and mumble rap or Lil B and mumble rap, even if at the end of the day, Lil B, like, how much of this new wave would we really even have right now if not for Lil B? You know what I mean? Like, he was such a cutting edge guy. I mean, I've made videos and talked about how I feel like artists such as Yachty kind of represent this new punk type wave for the rap genre. And, if in fact that is the case, Lil B is like let's say hypothetically, that Lil Yachty is like a Joey Ramone type figure. If that is the case, then Lil B is like Iggy Pop. Like he was so far ahead of the curve. He's like proto-punk. He was the stuff that influenced the wave that we're on right now, because Lil B was simply one man. He wasn't a movement all on his own, though. I feel like that could even be argued otherwise. But yeah, Chief Keef's slurred vocal style, the types of instrumentals he hits upon, the repetitive imagery and lyrics, the bluntness of a lot of what he's saying. He's certainly like, I don't know, I think in a lot of ways the godfather of this whole mumble rap thing. Certainly I think that a lot of the newer mumble rap that you hear is a little bit more effects heavy, a bit more auto-tune on it. The production is a bit zanier and crazier, nuttier, more aggressive, way more blown out and distorted bass. So certainly the artists in this genre have kind of taken the sounds of Keef and of drill just in general, because, I mean, you really have to kind of say that the genre in totality probably influenced a lot of what these artists are doing. Certainly they have taken these sounds and built upon them and progressed them in such a way where mumble rap is certainly its own defined sound away from this whole Chicago drill thing. but Chief Keef certainly was ahead of the curve on a lot of what they're doing right now. So as controversial as maybe this statement is, I feel like Chief Keef isn't really off point on this one. I feel like he has. I feel like facts and history and musical genealogy is pretty much on his side. I guess recently the article also references Black Thought previously taking credit for mumble rap, which I don't know so much about that. I mean, maybe in a very abstract or technical sense. But I think if you talk to a lot of these newer mumble rap artists, some of who have actually had Keef on their newer records, on their newer mixtapes, they're probably going to cite Chief Keef more quickly as an influence than Black Thought. So it's kind of like Korn taking ownership over the creation of dubstep, which, if you guys remember that happening, that was kind of ridiculous. But all right, I mean, those are my thoughts. Chief Keef, did he create mumble rap? I mean, certainly, I think he laid the groundwork for it. I think he certainly laid the groundwork for it, and that is definitely undeniable. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, forever.